been a while since I recorded a movie review, so and I have to do quite a bunch now, so you might see this outfit a bit. I have to record a lot of reviews. I'm a bit behind, yeah, just didn't feel like it. Whatever, so yeah, I'm about to go to a friend's house, so let's record a review. X-Men The Last Stand, the third one, or X-Men 3, whatever you call it. This one gets trashed and hated on by a lot of people. And I'm going to come out and say it, I didn't think this movie was that bad, even though I didn't think it was all that great either. I did have fun with it, though, that's the important part. So the plot of X-Men 3 is after X2, obviously, it's the third in a trilogy. And in this one, this company is developing a cure for the mutants, which basically just suppresses the X gene inside of them that gives them their powers. And everyone's annoyed, and well, not everyone's annoyed. It's like causes divide among people, like, is it a good thing, is it a bad thing? And meanwhile, Jean Grey apparently is not dead and is gone crazy. This phoenix thing inside of her has made her gone crazy. And now they have to get him back. Magneto's not happy with the cure, so he's launching The Last Stand, apparently. You know, it's not what it's called officially. And conflict ensued, mutants are there, stuff happens. So this movie is not directed by Bryan Singer, it's directed by a guy named Brett Ratner. And a lot of people hate Brett Ratner. I think this is the only movie of his I've ever seen, so can't speak from experience, but the movie looks alright. I mean, it's not as good as the first two, but, you know, I think it's functional for what it is. And at the same time, I still think some of the performances are okay. Not all of them are great. I mean, you can't go wrong with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and I think Professor X and Magneto do a fine job, even though there are some weird moments, especially this one moment where Magneto is like, your homes will not be safe, your houses will not be safe, your streets will not be safe, something like that. I don't know the actual line. That was pretty weird. I wasn't a fan of that. And some other newcomers aren't that great. I mean, the Juggernaut, I'm not sure what's up with him. And Kitty was in some of the other movies, but she's in this one, and it's functional, I guess. But I'm not a big fan of the whole love triangle thing created with her, Iceman, and Rogue. And there's something later on in the movie that happens with Rogue that I'm not going to spoil. I really don't like that they did that. It really undermines the entire message of the X-Men movies and Rogue's character. I'm not going to spoil what it is. You might know, but I really don't like what they did with that. And, you know, the reason I don't hate this movie is because it's alright to watch, I'll say. You know, it's not the most boring movie ever, because there's some pretty fun action sequences. I really like the last scene, and I like some of the other stuff that happens in between, like the one truck thing where they're freeing Mystique. That was fun. They're all fun action scenes. They're not amazing by any means, but I can at least have fun watching them. And I think the script is also kind of an point. But, you know, I'll say this. I didn't hate myself when watching it. You know, I was watching, I was like, So yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't hate X-Men 3. It's definitely the weakest of the trilogy, but it's not as bad as X-Men Origins Wolverine. That is a much worse film. I've already reviewed it. And, yeah. The best way I can describe X-Men 3 is like, if you're on a plane and you have nothing to do for an hour and a half, and, you know, there's a bunch of movies that you don't have to pay money at all for, and one of them is X-Men 3, you can't really go that wrong with it. You know, that's where I see X-Men 3 being best. Anywhere else, might be disappointed. I mean, it's a lot shorter than the other movies. It's only an hour and a half. And the characters aren't done as well, the script's not as good, but there's at least some fun serviceable action in it that's done alright. And other than that, X-Men 3, it's not amazing, but I don't hate it. And, you know, it's definitely, I like it more than Spider-Man 3. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is kind of but I didn't hate that one either. So you might be surprised that this is going to be higher than you might like, but I'll say I enjoyed the movie for what it is and some of the performance and stuff. And I'm going to give X-Men The Last Stand, or X-Men 3, whatever you call it, a 70%. Yeah, I didn't hate this movie. I hope my friend doesn't hate me now because he thinks it's one of the worst movies ever made. Watch Origins Wolverine, that's much worse. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Thanks you all for watching. Adios, home slices.